Hey guys, subscribe for daily content, and if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks!
What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex. It was a terrible, oh my gosh, it was a terrible slam. I'm sorry about that. What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here. And today I've got another short little unboxing video to share with you guys. We have two more CJRBs. It's been nice actually getting some action from CJRB because there was a long period of time where I didn't really handle hardly anything from them. So these are heavy. There's two chunkers in there for sure. So I'm excited to find out what this is because I have no idea. So thanks so much to CJRB for sending this in. Thanks to my patrons for supporting me. Make sure your notifications are turned on for the Metal Complex YouTube channel. This is not a review. This is simply an unboxing and first impressions. What is this? Oh, I know now. Yes. Oh. Actually, one of the more interesting knives that CJRB has released, but now we have a special version. Awesome. So the cool thing about this is because of the material combination, it won't be too expensive. This is the Doubletap. Really cool with this back here. But instead of G10 or micarta and D2, it is aluminum and D2. This is definitely, like, here's what it is. It's a big oversized crossbar lock with huge, it's gotta be, I wonder how big the Omega Springs are in this. But it also has this little tab back here, making it, I'm not gonna say safer, just like more, like, whoa. It operates like a Demco Shark Lock, right? Ooh. Here's another fun little detail. The aluminum is textured. That is nice. That's very nice. I like that a lot. This knife brings a lot of personality to this this price range. Sorry, I had another knife poking in there. But it brings a lot of personality to this price range that is otherwise limited to more like leaning towards the more utilitarian end of it, which is, it should, right? But a lot of times, because straightforward, efficient, utility style folding knives are geared more towards, you know, functional, like expected, like what they're expected to do. They tend to all have similar looks, right? You change the blade shape to something wild and crazy and exotic, change the handle shape, and a lot of times you're not all the time, but a lot of times you're reducing utility. So this still, I mean, it is like, this is pretty ridiculous. It's big old honkin' chunk of aluminum and D2 here, and it's obviously got kind of a, you know, it's very loud aesthetic, but it's still, you know, it's still definitely meant for the human hand, and it's still definitely easy to manipulate. It's just a big, the one thing, this is so alarming, there's so much of this blade, and it's so big, and it does actually get really sharp. Where I position my fingers, every time I whip this thing closed, even though I know my fingers are out of the way, my brain goes, every time. It's cool. I know you guys are like, yeah, neat story. Can you get the other one out? Okay, sorry, geez. Okay, the other one, and it's probably not the only, oh, sweet. Cool color combination. It's probably not the only other color you can get. There's probably at least one more. So this is like, almost like an icy gray with the blue accents, which I actually think looks even better. My guess is, my hope is that this is still sub 100. I would hope that that is the case because it is super duper cool, and that would mean that people can get their hands on an exceptionally cool knife for, I'm not going to say a small amount of money, but probably not as much as they're expecting to pay for an object that looks like this. Yeah, you know, the blade steel is nothing fancy, and honestly, I don't think CJRB is heat treating it, you know, up to, you know, any crazy number. It wouldn't surprise me if their D2 is simply industry standard 59 to 61, right? But they do a really good job with their overall fit and finish. They do a really good job with their materials. In fact, the machining on the aluminum is super nice. Like, this is probably, This is probably the nicest CJRB knife I've ever seen. And truthfully, it's a lot nicer than a lot of their competitors' knives, probably at the same price as well. It's really good. I really like the color. The backspacer looks good. The pivot collar, the accents on the thumb studs, it's just really neat. So yeah, I wonder how many different variations they'll have done of this. I'm sure I weighed it and measured it last time, but this is, you know, it's the same size of knife. In fact, it's the same knife. It's just got a different, you know, scale material on it. So let's go ahead and, just to be sure, we'll measure it. Or in case you just don't know. It is large. This is a 9-inch folding knife. No. That's a lie. It's an 8.9 inch folding knife. Blade length, I'm going to measure that at 3.85. Cutting edge, 3.65. So definitely large by most people's standards. Aluminum and D2 with a blade stock thickness of, I believe, 165 thousandths. Could be slightly thicker. Let's weigh it. 8.6 ounces. So a chunk. It's definitely going to weigh, I believe, more, at least an ounce more than the standard version. Super cool, though. Like, undeniably cool. Something this big. Just seriously be careful. Like, once you figure this out, it's easy to manipulate. But this is the biggest, outside of my 80-20 XXX, this is the biggest knife that I have ever experienced that deploys like this. So the first time you do it, make absolutely sure that your fingers are not like this, because otherwise you're losing them. With that much weight coming down, I mean, you at least might have to have them partially reattached. But a super cool knife, and honestly one that's probably pretty capable. I mean, those Omega springs are mega high tension, and that crossbar lock is absolutely oversized. So there's a lot holding it in place, and there's a lot of surface contact as well. I'm trying to think of something else that is of relatable size. I mean, so if you are familiar with, let's do, yeah, this is a perfect one. So I think the closest knife, the best comparison that I can give you right here and now is, excuse me, probably the Demco 8010, which if you've ever, excuse me, if you've ever handled this knife, you'll know that it's not small. It's quite large. It's not anywhere near the largest knife that Cold Steel makes, but it is a very, very large knife. And it kind of reminds me, it's in the same general size category, but actually, this is even bigger than I thought. It's actually quite a bit larger than even something like the 8010. So let me fold this back up, give you guys an idea of how much room this big guy is going to be taking up in your pocket. It is a lot. The thing on bottom always looks a little bigger, so we'll switch them back and forth. It's a lot. Actually, folded up, it might be better folded up. I think it's almost the same folded up as the 8010. It's only when its blade is out that it looks so much bigger. You know? Same territory, there's just more curvature and it's taller. But it's funny how folded up, it actually looks almost exactly the same. Just because of how the blade seats in the 8010. Interesting. Okay. Well, I'll do a review on this guy. It's only slightly different, but this is a fun one. People seem to like it, so happy to do a video on it. That's going to be it for me today, guys. Please make sure... Where's my card? There it is. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.